Hey guys, it's Kenyatta. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I am on my way to Michael's this morning because I am starting a new cross stitch project. Look at it. Isn't it pretty? It is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to pick up the floss that I need for this project. Some stitching fabric, which is Aida. It's called Aida, or sometimes you can stitch on linen, but I'm gonna choose Aida. Pick up my colors. I think there are 32, 33 colors that it'll take to make this, and I'm just gonna take you with me. If you look behind me, you'll see I already have my cross stitch stuff. So I framed some stuff. Let's see if I can do it that way. So that's what we're doing. So I'm just gonna take you with me. Hope you're enjoying your day. So let's go to Michael's. Inside of your pattern, it has a list of colors that you need to pick for your project. So that's how I'm able to pick the numbers and the colors of what I'm actually choosing. So we're back. Left Michael's. This is all of the floss for my project. Hold on, let me show you my project again. This is what I'm stitching. Isn't it pretty? But I've already said this to you. So I picked up floss. So I'm going to kit up my project. So that requires you to put your floss together, your fabric together, the supplies. I'll show you the supplies that you need, but look at these colors. Aren't they pretty. So what will that? Run away. Run away. They're trying to escape. So yeah. See? So yeah. So what I do is I unravel these and I use clothespins to put my colors on. So as I work, I wrap them around my clothespins. So I'll show you those. This is the fabric that we picked up. It's, I'm trying to see because it's tall. It's DMC, it's Fiddler's Cloth. It's 14 count. See, it comes, it's about that big. My pattern is, it tells you on the pattern. My dimensions are, if I was to use 14 count, which this is, I just bought a bigger size of this. It should be 11.5 by 11.5. But I got 20 by 24. So I've got way more room than I need, which is cool. I always enjoy having extra room because you want to have space when you get ready to frame it once you're finished. So I like to make sure I have at least a couple of inches like all the way around to make it my margin. And my favorite is highlight tape, because that's how you use your pattern. You use it on your pattern. I'm going to show you, I can't show you the whole pattern because it's a paid for pattern. Copyright and all that whatnot. So you take your tape and you go across it. I'm gonna put some on here because I haven't started yet. Hold on, let me do it. Hold on, I'm coming. So after I do a row, like I would stitch this first row, and then I move my tape down each row so that I know that the row on top of it, I've already stitched. So that way I don't get confused and I don't start stitching other rows that have nothing to do with where I am. I still highlight. I use a highlighter too. Once I finish a row, I highlight it and then I move my tape down. And then I know that, okay, I moved my tape and it's highlighted, so don't restitch that. Don't restitch that area. Now I have done that before, but it's totally by accident because I wasn't paying attention. So I've got my Sharpie, which is what I write my numbers on my floss with, on my clothespin for my floss numbers. The pattern comes with a list of floss. That's what you saw me take into Michael's earlier, so that I knew which floss to get for the pattern. And I'm only missing one. They didn't have number 564, but I may have 564. I'm not sure. I have to check the floss that I already have at home to see if I have it, but if I don't, I'll just stop by and pick up another one. I'll go to Joann's because Michael's didn't have it. Also, my favorite is a really good pair. I'm trying to hold it up. Let's see. Of scissors, sharp scissors. Now these are really sharp because they cut your floss, and they can cut your fabric, but I choose not to cut my fabric with these. I have fabric scissors for that. But these scissors are super small. And they cost about $9, $10. These particular pair. There are fancier pairs, but these pair are $9 or $10. And if I got a really good coupon at Michael's, Joann's, or Hobby Lobby, I'm gonna use it. Now that Hobby Lobby's not taking coupons anymore. But anyway. But I always lose these. And when I lose these, when I say lose these, I don't really mean lose these. What this really means is I'm working on multiple projects. And what happens is they end up in a bag with another project that I'm working on. Because sometimes I have project attention situations. Because I'll get bored on a project and I'll be like, oh, I saw something else pretty I want to make. So I'll get that. And then I'll start on a new project. And I'm like, but you have a project that you were working on. So yeah. That's one thing about me that you'll notice on my channel. If I see something and I'm like, oh, I think I can make that. I could be making 5 or 6 other things, but I'll try it. So just kind of hang out with me because it happens. So I did tell you. I also have my needles. These are Chenille Needles. I use these for my cross stitch. These aren't regular sewing needles. They have some embroidery needles. They have regular sewing needles. So it just depends on the size of the holes in your fabric, which needles you need. But I basically buy like a variety pack. I haven't graduated to getting the really fancy needles. I really would like to try some of those gold-plated needles, but I just haven't had that. But I'll use these. I can get these. These are DMC needles. I cut a piece of fabric, an older project I was working on. I cut a piece of fabric so that I could use these to hold on to my needles so they wouldn't get lost. And this is a hoop. See? Yeah. But this is what we're going to put the fabric in. And let's see. I'm going to show y'all this because I'm prepping, but I still got to count out like my numbers to make sure I start off correctly. In the world of cross stitch, when I was taught, apparently you're supposed to work your project from the middle. I never do that. I always start on the bottom left. You see all this fabric? This is a lot of fabric. This is a lot of fabric. So I'm gonna scoot y'all back. I need room. Okay. So you take your hoop apart. The inside comes out. And then you unloosen this. So then you take your fabric. So this is the back of the fabric, or the inside, however you choose to use it. And so you put this part under it. Then you take this part and put over it. Well, oh, okay. Sometimes the fabric just doesn't want to cooperate. And then you tighten this back up. And then there you go. You are ready to stitch. So yeah. So yeah, that's what, and then we'll get started stitching. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Nothing fancy. Oh, I was gonna show you some of my floss that I've done. So hold on, let me go get the floss. So this is another project that I'm working on. So that's why I was telling you, I'll work on multiple projects. And my scissors will be inside of another project. So this is how I wrap my floss. I don't know who I saw. I think it was somebody on Instagram. I think it was, don't even get me to try to figure out who it is. Let me bring it back up. But this is how I wrap my floss. Let me give you a color so you can see. Because this pattern has like very fall colors. It's a black woman holding sunflowers. So that's what that pattern is. So this is how I do it. I write my floss number, like you'll see on the bottom of here, you'll see the floss number. And then I'll put it on the clothespin, and then I just wrap it. And then as I need it, I can just take some off, but that's it. I mean, nothing fancy, like nothing fancy. There are floss bobbins you can use. They look like little pieces of paper, or they come in plastic. I have some of those as well, but this is my preferred method right now. I don't know why. I just think it's so cool. But yeah, that's where. So then they have. See. So yeah, and then I put them in my hoop and my pattern, put everything back in a Ziploc. They have project bags. I have not graduated to buying project bags. Maybe in the year of 2021, I'll buy project bags. Who knows? But right now, Ziplocs work for me, so I'm gonna keep using those. I have project bags for knitting, because I do knit, and I have project bags for those, but not for my cross stitch. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I thank you so much for hanging out with me while I showed you how to work on my cross stitch project. Hopefully I can put some updates in, maybe in like the community box or wherever, to show some progress, or I may just make another video with an update. If you would like to see updates, let me know. Let me know what kind of updates you would like. I'm actually thinking about doing a stitch with me video, where you guys can watch me stitch. I'll come in and I'll log on and I'll go live maybe, and then that way we can interact. You guys can tell me what you like, what you don't like, if you've ever seen anybody cross stitch before. I get a lot of times people say, my grandmother used to do that. I'm like, I'm not old. Or when I knit, I get that. Yeah. So they're like, I haven't seen anybody do that since my grandma. I'm like, I'm not old. I mean, thank God for grandmas. I liked mine. But I'm just like, knitting and crocheting and cross stitching and all of the handcrafts and the needlework is not old. Thank God for the older ladies though, because they taught me a lot. I haven't tried my hand at needlepoint. That's an expensive hobby. I'm not there yet. I've got a couple of girlfriends who do needlepoint. Yeah, they're retired. I don't know how they work that, but yeah, I ain't her. So, but yeah, but leave me a comment if you want to see an update, or if you've run across a pattern or something you see on Instagram or Pinterest or somewhere, and you're like, I think you should make this. So, but thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next video.